watching the Arts Mid-North Coast mini concert series made possible by Music New South Wales, Create New South Wales, NBN Co and the Regional Development Mid-North Coast. And right now we're chatting with Pablo Blitzer. How are you, bro?
Good. How are you, Josh?
I'm very good. Thanks for taking some time to chat after your epic, amazing set that we just got to experience, which was incredibly long, and awesome, mind you. But just give us a sense of who you are, who Pablo Blitzer is, and kind of, I guess, a bit of a sense of what your music is.
That's a really tough question for me. I don't spend a lot of time thinking about labeling myself, but I can't even say that I'm a pianist. I would say I'm a multi-instrumentalist, maybe. I'm mostly known for my work with the saxophone, but I've been trying to push this piano trio, jazz trio, a little bit on the last couple of years because it's interesting to me. It's music that I've been interested in lately. And I want to go, I generally like to go wherever my interest is at the time.
Absolutely. And look, it shows. I mean, watching you play before, it was incredible. Like, you're all in the moment. You had Danny and Pete who had to run off to another gig, so we couldn't chat to them. But just give us a bit of a sense of where you're from and kind of, I guess, like, what you're kind of working on. And we spoke before a little bit about the genre that you haven't been able to define, but we sort of talked about, like, was it instrumental pop and this Nordic kind of jazz, this fusion of styles. How would you describe your music?
Well, I don't spend a lot of time describing my music, to be honest, but yeah, I would say, look, it's not jazz, you know, at least not jazz in the sense of what we normally think of when we think of jazz. It does have some elements of jazz here and there, but it's, you know, it's a lot of folkloric music of all around the world. It's, you know, some pop music, it's some classical music, you know, and it's just not limited by any particular genre. It just goes to where we feel like going. And yeah, it's just been an interesting experience to explore these sounds without any particular direction to it.
That must be a nice way of writing too. Like, when you're writing, are you sort of just, do you sit down at the piano and let the piano kind of dictate a little bit of what you want to do?
Yeah, completely. Like, I don't like to take the songs anywhere in particular. I like the songs to take me to wherever they want to go. And yeah, and I would write like 10 songs, and then I would grab one of them probably to actually work on later on.
Yeah, and how do you let that sort of process happen? Like, when you sit down at the piano, play a few chords, and just see what feels good? Like, what's that look like for you?
Yeah, a lot of times it's just spending enough time on the piano and just letting things happen, and then perhaps going back and editing over and then working from things that have happened.
Yeah, totally.
I think that's a good way for me to discover new things and not just keep going through the same patterns over and over again.
Yeah, 100%. And look, I mean, like I was saying before, watching you guys play, and especially like, and you can maybe just give a shout out to Pete and Danny and Georgie who played with you. Obviously very accomplished players. Is it nice just being able to sit here and say to them, you know, in the 6th minute of the song, there's this like one little part, and they're so switched on. They go, yeah, I know what you're talking about. We can do that. How is it playing with those guys?
Well, it's just amazing. You know, I think we all know that we should be the worst people in our band, worst musician in our band, and I think I accomplished that. And you know, it's always a goal, and I think I accomplished that with Danny and Pete and Georgia as well. And yeah, it's just really fortunate for me to be able to play with those guys and learn from them as well when we're working on these songs. And they're, you know, a huge part of what's happening with these songs as well. Like, I bring the songs already written, but they add so much to it from their own, you know, vast experience and their own musicianship.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it was evident there just watching you guys, even in rehearsal and then delivering those performances, just how in tune you guys were with each other as you played. It was really breathtaking. So this is only a really short interview, so just as we're kind of wrapping up, I'd love to get a bit of a sense of what's happening for you right at this moment. We've had these couple of years of COVID and cancellations and gigs getting turfed and all that sort of stuff. What's happening with you at the moment? Are you recording? Are you playing gigs? What's going on?
Yeah, I'm playing gigs with a couple of different outfits. Some of them like purely jazz, and others. Like I'm doing a fair amount of gigs with this trio as well. We have a gig coming up at the Conservatorium in Coffs Harbour, which is a trio plus a string quartet, which I'm really excited about.
Yeah.
I've been sort of wanting to explore that sound for a good long while now, and I'm happy that I finally put in the time to write all the charts.
So you've written all the string parts as well? Wow,
yeah,
that's exciting.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to hearing how it sounds.
When is that? Just in case these interviews come out before, when is that?
Well, that's going to happen on the 25th of February
Okay.
of this year, 2022. So
maybe not, but
maybe
that's
not.
okay. Hopefully someone will be watching the interview and they'll be like, I was at that concert.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Dude, it's absolutely awesome to talk to you. I did mention to you before, but I really need to get some piano lessons off you sometime soon. Let's make that happen.
We're going to arrange something.
But yeah, so great to talk to you, and thanks for hanging out today.
Cheers, man.